dive into our next segment, The Laws of Sun-Safe Livin', hosted by Cheryl Capobianco, owner of Tiki Hut Livin'.
Hello, Blanca, and hello, everyone. I have a very special guest tonight. He is Dr. Mitchell Kirschner, a naturopathic doctor, author, and educator. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, well, we are so excited. Now, there's a lot of questions I have for you, so we're really going to kick it right off here. Tell me, you're a doctor of naturopathic medicine. What is that?
Great, thanks. Well, naturopathic medicine is actually a philosophy that dates back hundreds of years, and it's been formulated where you consider putting together the knowledge of science and the wisdom of nature. So we've known, for example, that garlic is good for us, but with the research that we've done today, we now know why. So you put in that knowledge, you bring in the wisdom, now you have a field of medicine and healthcare that really encompasses a holistic approach and dealing with people on a holistic measure.
It's like organic medicine.
It is.
Wow,
It is.
I love it. And I heard you mention before about food miles and about seasonal eating. Can you tell us more about that?
You know, a lot's to be said for our impact on the environment, our impact on our health. You know, it's often looked at that how we treat ourselves is how we're treating the environment and vice versa. So one of the things that we like to suggest is as much as possible is to eat local and eat in season. Mother Nature designed it perfectly. Like, did you know that there's a summer squash and a winter squash and that there's a reason for the difference? And do you know that when you go and purchase a peach in January or a watermelon in January, that fruit has to travel thousands of miles to get here so that we can eat it just because we're desiring it. And what we don't count on is the environmental impact of those miles. That's what we call food miles. So there's an environmental footprint that we leave behind that we could actually decrease a great deal of, decrease our use of fossil fuels, and improve the environment. Because remember, we're not just living for ourselves. There's an old native truth that says live for the next 7 generations. So let's think about our children. Let's think about our grandchildren.
I love that. And you're also a author of a couple of books. And I know that this is a very catchy title, Sugar is Not the Enemy. Please, with Halloween coming up in a couple of days, why is sugar not our enemy?
Well, you know, it really boils down to it's sugar by itself. If you think about the movie
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, yes. One of the first songs in the movie was A Spoonful of Sugar. So if you think back 50 years ago, we didn't have all this diabetes. We didn't have all this obesity. It's only because in the last 50 years, we've gone from a spoonful of sugar to on average of 26 spoonfuls a day. Now, that's an average. So what we've calculated is at the end of the year, that's somewhere between 70 and 77 pounds of sugar per person on average.
Well, look at the drinks that people drink. Everything that they pick up from the gas station and their and the big gulps and all of that, it's got to be loaded with sugar.
Oh, you are so right. In fact, recent research shows that about 47% of our sugar intake comes in liquid form, whether that's alcohol, like you said, sodas, the energy drinks, fruit juices. Do you know that a kid's fruit box, that you think you're getting fruit juice that's really healthy? Do you know that there could be 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar in each box? It's 12 grams of sugar.
And what about all the fancy coffee drinks?
Oh, boy.
Right?
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other subject.
Yes. Now, we've been through a really tough year. 2020, I mean, ouch, right? Tell me, and tell our listeners, how did you manage your business during the pandemic?
Well, I like to think that there's always a silver lining, right? And so in this, it's given a lot of people an opportunity to spend more family time, to take a little bit closer look at what's really important. And what we find is that with those connections that are being made, and I know that there's both sides to this story, it's also given people a chance to take a look at who they are and what's really important to them. Yeah. So in that, I've actually come out with writing 2 books and a program that'll be coming out in January on the sugar detox. But it gave me the chance to take a real close look on myself and do some things. I've learned to do yoga at home and take care of my, better eating and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I am on my computer a lot. And so sometimes into the late hours of the evening. And I'm so exhausted. I just can't wait to go to bed. I shut my laptop and then I can't sleep. And I know that all of us, kids, kids are not just in front of their computers and their games, after hours, but they're spending their entire day learning on a computer. So why is it that the computer will tend to make me not go to sleep at night?
That's a great question. There's a couple things that are going on there. One, what you don't realize is by staring at that screen and what we call the pixels actually has a stimulatory effect on the eyes. And then, of course, that's stimulating a portion of the brain. Not to mention that you're also sitting in front of these devices, whether it's your phone or your laptop or a tablet, and they all put out what are called EMFs, which are electromagnetic fields. They're like a radiation of sort. And what that does to our central nervous system, including the brain, is it stimulates it.
Yes.
So when you're lying in bed at night with your phone or your tablet or whatever, you're literally stimulating your brain.
Yes.
So you may get to sleep, you may fall asleep, but it's not going to be restful.
Yes. Well, we're going to be doing a workshop together. Dr. Mitchell Kirshner and I will be at the Agascu Center, 2401 PGA Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens, and it's going to be an interactive 3-hour program. We're also going to offer it through a Zoom link through the Laws of Life with Blanca. So she is going to be our engineer, so that those folks that have concerns and want to be in their own homes can do that. So we're just scratching the surface of all of these topics, including the seasonal eating. We're going to have food tasting, and Dr. Mitchell Kirshner is not just a naturopathic doctor and a pretty face, guys. He's also a chef. Okay? So food tasting from a special chef. So we can't wait for that.
We'll be doing I'll actually be doing a food demo to show you how easy it really is when you know a few things on how to eat healthy, how to live healthy. And it doesn't take long. It really can be done much quicker than most people think.
Right, and that's what we need. We need simple recipes and a simple way to integrate that into our everyday life.
Yeah.
And so the blue light issue, it's also called high energy visible light. And, Tiki Hut Livin is addressing this through the blue light blocking glasses and the UV 400 glasses that I sell at tikihutlivin.com. And you guys, the holidays are right around the corner. We really have to prepare for what's going to happen. I am offering 20% off anything in Tiki Hut Livin, and you just need to use the code TrueOldies to get that 20% discount.
Yeah, and during that, also, we'll have a number of people, the first 6 people to sign up, that will also get a free copy, it's mailed to them, an ebook from the Sugar Is Not Your Enemy.
Yeah, everybody needs this book, guys. And then the other book, tell us the title of your other book.
It's perfect timing. We had to redo a few things, obviously, with what's going on, but it's called Working From Home, Mastering the Art of Sitting at Your Computer, How to Prevent Computer-Related Injuries.
I feel like we're all going to be hunchbacks. I think that that's what's going to happen in, the next generation. I feel like we're going back to the apes here. We have to really get ergonomically better information about how to perform in our home environment on the computer.
Absolutely.
So this is all, we are all going to cover this in our workshop, guys. November 14th, it's a Saturday at the Agascu Center, 2401, PGA Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens. So we can't wait. And there's also going to be an Agascu demonstration, which is, it's new to me, so we'll get educated on that as well.
It's fascinating work that they do. And what we're going to be doing is touching on a variety of subjects as far as like the philosophies. So philosophy of money. We're not going to tell you how to invest, but we're going to tell you how to have a better relationship with money. We're going to talk about what things called the love languages. What does that mean in regards to relationship with your spouse, with your significant other, with your child, with somebody at work? When you fill someone's love tank, they're more inclined to be happier overall, and happier people are more productive, they're more settled, they're more grounded. So all of this will be covered in much more depth.
I really feel like I needed to know this love language thing earlier in my life. I think I might have had a happier life if I knew how to talk to my kids and what really made them tick,
It's true. I mean, kids will respond, and I think adults as well, with research showing that adults will respond better to acknowledgement, to being shown respect, than they will to a raise. You tell somebody how great a job they're doing or just something like that, and they're more inclined to step up and perform.
Right. It's good information that we all need. So again, guys, we want to see you either in person or at the Zoom link for our workshop. And again, he's going to offer the free ebook, Sugar Is Not Your Enemy, for the first 6 people who register. So thank you so much.
I just want to close with a quick little Indian proverb called, "A man who has his health has 1,000 wishes. A person who has no health has only one.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being my guest on the laws of sun-safe living.